Yeah, me and my ancestors, that chip, boy, that chip y'all got. What is AVA, EVA, AVA? Is that like the little computer thing y'all use? Why would y'all want to do y'all stuff like that though? That chip, y'all put that chip in, you look so fake, unreal. But it's a good type of fake though, cause you can go in the mirror if you got the money. You can go buy stuff. That chip basically lets you know how you supposed to look without all the sin and toxic shit in your life. That's how you probably could look. Cause AI gonna make you. AI ain't gonna create the impossible. It's gonna create the possible. That's how you could look in real life. But you'll never look that way because you got all that makeup, you got them toxins in your body. You never look that way. You got all these toxins going on in your body. I was just sitting here thinking about I was talking to my ancestors, they got such a sense of humor. Yesterday, all day yesterday, they was talking about, well, all week, I've been hearing them call somebody lemon, 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 lemon. They kept saying lemon, lemon, lemon. And then this person come by here, this certain individual come by here with these cupcakes, and they call them lemon cupcakes. My ancestors be tripping, bro. Most of the time, me and my ancestors be talking about lovers. Possibly lovers, or could have been lovers. It's like a line of them. There's a few of them done started vibrating real high though. We ain't came across each other, but they vibrating high though. But I think a couple of them married or something. I don't know if they are or not. My ancestors ain't said that. You can't tell on social media. Some people got rings that ain't married. Some people ain't married, ain't got rings on. You hear them talking to their husband about it. You see them motion to their husband. I was just playing, I don't know. Nigga, get the connection plate on the other side. But I love this rap, y'all. I love wearing rap. I just need some more of them. I gotta get out of the house. I gotta get somewhere. You know, they kidnapped me and buried me. Whole state. I really don't know what happened. Something like that happened. They buried me. E-Group organization, it might be for some of them it's time to, they need to reevaluate themselves, start cleaning up themselves. Cause they about to rack up some karma. I mean, I wonder why people ain't getting this energy thing. Like, we all learned this in the street. I mean, even some organization went to underground to learn most of what they know. Well, one of the main things you learn is energy. You know karma real. So it's like, you ain't got so long to commit so many crimes, especially the same crime. And then you're gonna wake up deaf. You're gonna wake up certain energy that you can't stop. You know that. And they still don't, I don't know, maybe they trapped, maybe they anchored down or something. And then I was just sitting here thinking about people like wealthy people, rich people who want to live forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to live forever. Earth's best moment is awful. Some of Earth's greatest moments ain't that good. I ain't gonna say it's awful, but it ain't good enough to say I want to live forever. What? I be like, what's wrong with people, man? And like they okay or something, cause Earth is like number one, you know. It's like people know they go to hell. I know how it feel when you keep going to hell, and then then eventually you start to remember your incarnation. Then you realize I ain't never left here, huh? And then you go to hell. Then you go purgatory, hell, purgatory. Like I said, I don't even see no earth. I see heaven, purgatory, and hell. I don't see no earth. I see heaven. This is just comedy reasons, okay? This is just for comedy stuff. I see heaven, purgatory, and earth. And then you walk up to these rich, wealthy people, and they be like, you having a good time. Everybody having a good time in the moment. It don't matter if you even got all the women in the world, all the best women, all the best men you want. None of that matter because it still ain't that good because it's earth. You really, truly never getting unplugged from the matrix system. You still in the matrix system. Even I noticed that as you unplug yourself out the matrix system, which is earth, really purgatory / purgatory, as you unplug yourself out of the matrix system, you get down to the last two plugs, you're going to leave them plugged up because you're going to realize you're going to die at the matrix system because it ain't nothing after that. Once you unplug all these plugs, you can't live in the matrix system, which is purgatory, which is earth / purgatory. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear these wealthy people got all this going, you have a good time in the moment. I want to live forever. And I be wanting to say, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, what you mean you want to live forever, bro? Don't ever even say that. Don't even fish your mouth, say nothing like that. Like, what are you, scared of death or something? Man, that shit is so not cool, bro. How y'all still gonna be scared of death? It's just a meat suit. You just gonna jump in another meat suit. You know what I'm saying? You got 171 lifetime, bro, to get something right. Everybody be coming here and focusing. I'm gonna get my life. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look like this. Yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. That's so L12 to me, man. I think that's so corny, man. Like, you should have learned that when you was a child, not to want to get money to stunt on people, not to want to get money to show people you got money, not to want to get money so you can get a bigger house, not to want to get money because you can get a nice car, not to want to get money so you can finally get a honey. That's ridiculously stupid, man. That's like child play stuff. Like, you supposed to learn that either in high school or right after high school. And for you not to even learn that in high school or right after high school, you still say, yeah, I'm going to get that money. And when I get that money, I want to tell you, some of these folks be church folks, high vibrational Christian folks. And that's even more embarrassing. You mean tell me, you know all the facts of life. You know the human manuscript of life. You know exactly what you're supposed to do in life. And you know exactly what God expects you to do in life. And you still sitting there acting like a child-minded individual. That really make you look like you don't even have an IQ. It make you look like your IQ is in the negative. And then people just listen to you, and we're going to just ask you for your money because we know you're going to give it to us because you looking good, you looking great, you looking sexy. I'm going to walk up to you looking like a straight-up gangster, and you going to give me all your money. I ain't going to have to hold no gun to you or nothing. All I got to do is say, you know what, you look nice today, baby. You look real good. And maybe I have to sleep with you or something. Probably won't even have to sleep with you. And sleep with you like a real gangster to sleep with you. And you're going to be like, yeah, yeah, you're going to be like, give it to me, baby, whatever. And then when I get through sleeping with you and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Display or exotic. It don't mind because I'm a gangster. I know how to do you in the bed like you ain't never been done before. So you're going to get up and you're going to be putting your head and hair together. And you think you're going to give me one of them little microphones. But you typically give somebody a microphone. I'm going to give you a microphone because I'm so this and so that. Everybody know about me. I'm writing books and everything for myself. I'm gonna give you a microphone. So you ain't gonna do me like that. I make the best ones. I keep trying to tell people 8,990 prostitutes is on 8,990. I make them go crazy, bro. Like they go crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. What prostitute care about money like that? What type of prostitute like that really care about money like that? These women love me, man. They be like, you know what I'm saying? So you got your little book, you're like, we all laughing, you ain't laughing at me, honey. You getting my energy. Y'all love my energy. You want to be in my energy. You talking about, I'm so afraid. You're so afraid because you know my energy don't play with your energy. My energy tell your energy to buy down. So anyway, like I said, you're going to have me on the microphone. You ain't going to pull that microphone out with me. You're going to be stuck, stagnated. When you get through, when I get done with you in the bed, your lip going to be hanging down sideways. And you're going to be holding your head like you typically do. You're going to do that same thing, but you're going to realize you stuck. And you're going to do like everybody else do in the bed. You're going to say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Knees shaking and their legs trembling and going on. And they get stuck in my energy for real, for real. Never forget my energy for real, for real. And they get to hating on my energy for real, just so other energy don't come in my energy for real, but they really want to be in my energy for real. Ain't nobody playing out there. Y'all the only one playing out there. So you keep your little microphone. You don't even pull that little microphone out. You ready to pull your check stub out. You ready to write me a check. You ready to let me know, hey baby, I'll move you right here, or you stay right here. If you want to stay right here, can I just travel to see you? And then I'll be making the rules, you know what I'm saying? I'll be telling you what to do underneath it all. You're going to be like, how did this even happen? Because I'm a real one. So it's like people like y'all want to sit there and live forever. Why you want to live forever for? I ain't never going to tell nobody. And then you spend millions of trees of dollars. You spend all this money, you want to live forever. You spend all this money talking about you want to live forever. That's a lie. That's a lie from hell. Whatever made you even convince yourself you want to live forever was a lie from hell. Unless you just sold your soul to be so rich and wealthy. That's the only thing I can think of. And you know you're going straight to hell when you die. And you building all this stuff, I want to live forever. Why? Why in the hell would you want to live forever? It don't matter how much money you got on the earth. It's the same thing. You just get in your bed, you get, like I said, bro, it's the same shit, it's different thing. You don't do a different thing, man. You ain't got 10 years, like, you got 10 years to raise a family, you got 10 years to raise yourself, you got 10 years to sow your royal oath, it's just 10 years. And y'all been sowing y'all royal oath since y'all was in y'all high school days. Some of y'all in y'all 20s and mid-30s, going on your early 30s, you still sowing your royal oath. Ain't no more royal oaths to sow, you burn out. Even if you find it here, you still burn out. Everybody know it around you. And you come around men, it don't matter if they're a gangster man, rich man, wealthy man, nerd man, don't matter. You come around with the same old saying, and men just don't want to deal with you and say nothing to you because they don't want to argue with you. I'm going to give you this microphone. You ain't giving me no microphone. You're going to give me your checkbook. Yeah. I ain't never lost in the bedroom, y'all. Don't matter what y'all try to say about me in the bedroom, I never responded, never reacted, because I ain't never been bad in no bed. I ain't never had a woman that was displeased in the bedroom, ever in my life. And I would have the worstest women I would have women out there that never cook for their men. I had women that would cook for me, clean for me, and their men to come to me and ask me, how did I get them to cook for me and clean for me? And swear up and down I beat them to cook for me and clean for me. Okay, what man gonna beat a woman just to cook for him and watch her cook for him and bleed all over the food? Okay. You niggas just some hate. They was haters, bro. They haters, y'all. Don't listen to them haters. And then y'all got them boys, T and J. J, one of them names start with a J. One of them names start with a T. One of them nickname is Bird. Them two, if we stood beside each other, we all look alike. That's why I never stand beside them. Cause we ain't nothing alike. But y'all slept with them girls. And you all they had to do was get clean. Y'all girls walked up. Y'all girls beautiful, man. Y'all girl high vibrational being. Y'all girls supposed to be conduits and tarot readers and stuff like that. How did you let some men in a suit come up to you as if they were men in black and sleep with you, and you let them men sleep with you? Your tarot cards didn't tell you that them men were contaminated. Your tarot cards didn't tell you that them men had disease. Your conduit senses didn't tell you that they was telling lies. Your conduit senses didn't tell you that they were doppelgangers. Your conduit senses didn't tell you that they live in them cars, and if they did have their own car and house, that they wasn't their car. What is wrong with y'all out there? You're vibrating too low. Everybody vibrating low. That's why I say, if you wealthy and you trying to live forever, that's embarrassing. If you're a conduit and you sleeping with disgusting, dirty people, some of these people I know for a fact, they snort drugs in their nose, and when they run out of drugs, they dig it out their nose and eat it. I know. I was in the studio with them, because I told them, don't you ever do that again, bro. And don't touch my seat. And I told them, get out my studio and go wash your hands. I told them, get out my studio. I said, get out my studio and go wash your nasty hands. They were supposed to be gangsters and everything. I told them, I said, get out my studio and go watch. Don't touch it. I said, don't even. I got off my. I was on the Pro Tools, and I was in the middle of a session where you had a slip and slide something, and I had to do the numbers and everything, and I had to put the numbers in, and I really didn't want to leave because I wasn't gonna remember the numbers that I had a key coordinate to put in, and I got out of all that, and I said, whoa, don't touch nothing. Don't you pick your hands up. Don't you touch nothing. And I looked at them like, and they had guns and everything. They had a trench coat on. One of them had my trench coat on. I guess it was cold in the studio. Oh, he was going to steal it. That's what it was. He had my trench coat on. And then he had put my glass on. When they come in there, I had my clothes laying around and stuff. I live in my business. And they'll put my clothes on. I kept thinking they were wanting them. At the time, I didn't know this doppelganger stuff was so superb. I didn't know this doppelganger stuff was so cool. I didn't know that you can kidnap people, sacrifice people. I didn't know it was so popular. I didn't know something that was so lame, that was so meant to be lame, that was created to be the lamest thing on earth could be so popular today. I didn't know that. So when they were putting my jacket on, they were putting my jacket on, glasses on, I thought they were looking at me like I was cool. I didn't know they were mimicking what I do. So anyway, the dude was in there that bad. Then I was on drugs too. But I was out of drugs. We was all out of drugs. And the dude I saw, he ripped in his nose and pulled it out like the Cabbage Patch Kid and throwed it in his mouth like it was a piece of flavored candy. Y'all don't want me to go on y'all, bro. Y'all street dudes, bro. Y'all better stop, bro. Don't even do what my family did. I would absolutely devour y'all. You will have to think you have to ride by here and do something, but let's just not even go down that road, bro. But anyway, they pulled it out, and I saw it in slow motion when they pulled it out. It was like, God, slow. I was over there like this. And then some of y'all fine women don't even want me to come on. I'm telling y'all, bro, some of y'all done literally dealt with these people, slept with these people, in the family bed with these people, done damn gave all my stuff to these people, bro. Sex ain't got nothing to do with, none of this got nothing to do with when you get in the bed with somebody like that. You just straight up L12. I wouldn't want to be seen like that. And then you turn around and give somebody that's wealthy. I mean, you give someone that's real riches, real wealth, real everything to this individual who is not real, and then who eat their boogers to get high. Cabbage Patch Kid stuff. So you gonna take from a real person and give it to a Cabbage Patch. And you supposed to be a conduit? And you want me to argue about it? You want to sit here and laugh? Man, I'm not even gonna respond to y'all. I'm not even gonna respond to y'all. Cause when I was on the street, them boys wasn't on. Okay, how many muscles? I walked by one of y'all. Y'all was out here My father had a storm coming. It was a storm brewing. And y'all was out here. I heard you snickering and laughing. Hee ha ha. Your teeth were looking big. I'm talking about the female. You dusty head. Your teeth were looking big. You look like that horse, that Mr. Earhart that used to be on a commercial. You looked like that. Your hair was done good, though. You looked good. That's how you looked. And that storm, that light that came down, wow. That storm blowed your house down out there. You was out there trying to party out there with all the people where y'all sleep all together and stuff. All y'all sleep together. You was out there doing that. That same family. Y'all don't want these problems. You better back up and get my energy back. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to put my energy back together for yourself. I'm not gonna worry about it. My father, my ancestors gonna take care of everything. Cause y'all don't want these problems. Anyway though, that dude, he pulled that book out of his nose, and it was drugs. It was drug samples on it. On the book, it's still stuck on the book. He loved to play with his nose. But the problem was, he would tell everybody else. He would literally tell females that somebody, like, if I was doing drugs, he would say, yeah, he on drugs real bad. But the female would be like, he on drugs? And he'd be like, yeah. And he'll pull out a sack and snort it in front of him. Yeah, he on drugs. You didn't know he was on drugs? I didn't know he was on drugs. And she'll take the sack. He on drugs? You know what I'm saying? And you looking at yourself, you like, what's wrong with them? Don't they understand that they're on drugs too? And she'll leave with him. I ain't never had a sexual contact with her. She ain't never seen me or nothing in the bed. And she'll leave with him just because he told her I was on drugs, but both of them the one did the sack in front of everybody in the studio. Pulled the booger out and know, whoop, ran out of drugs. On drugs so bad. Now that's really on drugs. When you're on drugs so bad, pull the booger out and know, throw it in the mouth like it was a piece of flavor candy. I'm telling y'all, bro. I don't care what kind of suit you got on, what kind of shoes you got. I don't care what kind of car you drive or the house you got. Period. It's just even more embarrassing. You got all that going for yourself. You got all that going for yourself. Especially you beautiful women. It wasn't even touching me when he did that. When he did it, I stopped. I was on my studio stuff. I started shaking. I had to grab my hand like this. Because we was, you know, it's close proximity. It ain't never a little small building. I would have reached out and touched him so fast, his nose would have started bleeding. You know what I'm saying? His nose would have started bleeding. I was going to say I would have shook his hand, but I know better to shake his hand. You know how I always say, I shake his hand before you realize his nose bleeding. But I had to catch my hand, bro. I told bro, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. There was a lot of people in the store. I said, don't you touch that. His whole homeboy busted out laughing so hard, they forgot about it that night. You know it's funny when you make somebody laugh so hard, they don't even want to remember the joke. They want to just say, man, we were high and tore, man. We were goofy, man. And well, you ain't high and tore. You do that every time when you ain't getting high no more. The bully coming out, right? Y'all never have bullied me. You know you never ever bullied me. You always had to talk about me behind my back. Duh. Anybody that talk about another man behind a man, when a man talk about another man behind his back, he is definitely not the one. Everybody know that. That's street shit. So for you women to even fall for that, and then you say, yeah, honey, you know you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You got that money from your people and the people you done sacrificed. You ain't made shit. This is comedian shit. So forgive me for it. Let me tell you something though. Anyway, when he did it, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. Don't you touch nothing. He said, what is it, man? I said, get out. I was looking serious though. I said, get out. He held his head like this. I said, don't even touch your lap, nigga. I said, get out. I'm I'm finna start telling these studio jokes. Y'all better hurry up and put me back together. He had to get up like this. I said, get up. Get out and go wash your hands. The hell wrong with you?